Hey Sunny here. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I'm going to do a video today for beginners. And if you are first time picking up a guitar for the first time, and you are a rock heavy metal fan, and you want to get started right away, and this is the lesson I would recommend you to watch. Uh, no, it's easy to no. It's not fun when someone to tell you to play a C chord, to teach you how to play a C chord or G chord. No, if you want to play, if you get a guitar when you bring it home, first thing you want to do, you want to learn songs that you know. And best way for me to that I think is the best way to learn is to learn songs that you know. The easiest songs from very basic to harder. And I designed the beginner videos to cover from single note riffs, the easiest, most basic riffs, to more advanced riffs, and they are all for beginners. Okay, all of the riffs I'm teaching you are for beginners, and they are all songs you recognize. So before we get started, first thing I want to say is that it's very important that you have your guitar in tune every single time you start playing. So before you start playing every time, get your tuner out, tune your guitar to standard tuning. My guitar is tuned to 440, and your sixth string is in standard tuning from low to high is E, A, D, G, B, E. You can find videos on how to tune your strings. So let's get started. First riff you want to learn is Breaking the Law by Judas Priest. So that riff is all single notes. It's open A string, second fret on A, and third fret on the A. Repeat. Repeat. So far we have this. And the next part, right after you play the open A string riff, you're going to go to the E string. You're going to play first fret, third fret on the E string, and then open A string. So you do that open, you play first fret, third fret, open A string. Repeat it again. And the last time you play first fret on the E, third on the A, second on the A. So the whole thing goes like this. So that's the first riff. Next one is Crazy Train. You have to use a pinky for this one. And it's all low E string and A string. You start from the second fret on the E string. And then you palm it, basically you put your pick in hand slightly over the string, barely muting the first low E string so you can get it. If you don't put your pawn on it, you're going to hear. You put your pawn on it slightly, you're going. So you do that twice, and then fourth fret on the A string, back to the second fret on the E, and they play a fifth fret on the A string, back to second fret on the E string. And then fourth fret on the A string, back to second fret on the E string. So the whole thing so far slowly. Next part, you go second fret on the A string with your index finger. Use your pinky on the fifth fret on the E string, and then fourth fret on the E string. 4, back to fifth. Second fret on the A. E5, E4. Open E. Whole lick again. Third riff is Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin. So we have the use your ring finger and play the 3rd fret on the low E string, slightly bent down, the open A string, and the 3rd fret on the A. Now the next part, you can do a downstroke on the D string, open D, 1st and 2nd fret of D, and then downstroke on the 3rd fret on the E string. Sometimes I do upstroke, down, upstroke, and then down on the 3rd fret on the E string. So it goes like this. Upstroke on the open A, open D. I'm sorry, open D, yes. Downstroke on the 1st fret on the D. Upstroke on the 2nd fret on the D. And downstroke on the 3rd fret on the E. You can do it that way, but you can just do all downstroke if you want. Slowly, so far with this. Next part. You do 4 times on the open A string and then 3rd fret on the A. And then you do the same riff again, open D, 1st fret, 2nd fret of D, and 3rd fret on the E string. So the whole lick slowly goes like this. Next one is Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth. So what I do is I play a power chord. This is the power chord now. 1st fret on the low E string, 3rd fret on the A string. That's a power chord. The same shit, you can shiftable. So you play that 1st fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret on the E string, 3rd fret on the A string, and that's an F power chord. And then you play open E power. We play open E power chord after that. Twice. So open E power chord is open E string, 2nd fret on the A string. You do that twice. And then we play this. What I'm doing is I play the 1st fret and the 3rd fret back to 1st fret on the E string. Again, this is palm mute. You have to barely touching the low E string with your palm on your right hand, so you can get, instead of sounding like this. If you place your palm slightly on the string, it's going to sound like so. And then you play F power chord again, open E power chord. So whole thing slowly. Next riff is For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. With this, For Whom the Bell Tolls is all power chords, so you play 2nd fret on the low E string and 4th fret on the A string, and that would be an F sharp power chord. You do it twice, and then open E power chord. That's open E string, 2nd fret on the A string, just like Symphony of Destruction. Now, one thing I want to mention is that when you play power chord, sometimes people use the index finger and ring finger. A lot of times I use my pinky instead on the 4th fret, or anytime I form a power chord. So instead of my ring finger on the 4th fret on the A string, I'll use my pinky on the 4th fret on the A string. Now the next lick on the for home the bell toe is pretty much just the bass lick, but if you do it on the guitar, it goes like this. What you do is play 12th fret on the G string, and then you chromatically go down 12, 11, 10, 9, and then 10 and 9th fret on the D string, 12th fret on the G string, and then 10 and 9th fret on the A string. Holding slowly. And then after that, it goes to this walking chromatic riff. It goes like this. So basically, I'm doing power chord, same shape. I start from the open E power chord, and then G power chord, which is 3rd fret on the E and 5th fret on the A. Kind of palm mute a little bit on both strings. Walk down half step, and you play the F sharp power chord, which I showed you earlier. And you walk down half step again. It's like the power chord in Symphony of Destruction, the F power chord. So E, G, F sharp, F. And the 3rd time you walk back up, you play open E string power chord, and then you skip the F chord, you play F sharp, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, G power chord, and you play open A power chord. The open A power chord is open A string, and 2nd fret on the D string. Play both together. So slowly it goes like this. On the low E power chord. So that is our first 5 riffs for your lesson, beginner lesson, and we're going to cover 5 more riffs in the next video. Thanks for watching.